Greetings and welcome to our series, Spotlight on Faculty. My first guest is Professor Janine Fondon, Assistant Professor and Chair of the Undergraduate Communications Department here at Bay Path University. Welcome, Professor Fondon, to our first interview.
Thank you. And it's so great to be here. And it's so important that we hear each other and inspire others.
Thank you. Would you just spend a couple of minutes as an introduction to our conversation and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I came to Bay Path probably about 7 years ago. And what's important about that is that I came here as an adjunct. And I was, teaching classes, in Lisa Ruck's area, in the business area, via Tom Loper, and it was great to engage our students and get to know our students. So for me, that was so wonderful. And some of those programs were 4 hours long. They were, some of them were the Saturday programs and whatnot. So I really enjoyed that, and that brought me to Bay Path. And when I finally got to Bay Path and it was invited to, become full-time, for me, that was a joy because I had enjoyed being with the students and building on all of that good work to continue some of the programs that I had started, in some of my classrooms. So for me, it was great. And what it showed me is that my specialty that I think I bring, I know you talk about secret sauce, I really think it's the experiential learning, because as a person who came through the corporate arenas and also entrepreneurship, I know how important it is for all of us to experience so we can see from a different lens.
Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. Experiential learning is one of the foundations of the student experience here at Bay Path. So thank you for highlighting that. In line with that, Professor Fondon, I was so impressed with the Community Awards event that I attended earlier this week. This is one of our signature events and that you have created and developed for and with our students. Thank you. So what first inspired you to connect and create this event, to connect our students to our community and to each other? And how do these events accomplish those goals?
Well, for me, and it's more about experiential learning. And I think what really, for me, made the experience important, connecting our students to community, is that they get a chance to see the real world and they get a chance to dialogue with people who are doing work. They get this chance to dialogue that people are experiencing life themselves. And that's important for them because that's the trajectory that they are on as well. So for me, it was very important for me to help them not just be in this cocoon, but learn how to be the butterfly, and to really get out there and change themselves as well as help change the world. And that takes us, all, and it's great to have a moderated experience. And this is like, for me, when I went to Colgate University and I went to NYU in New York, and both of those, the immersive experience was an unparalleled. And particularly in grad school for me, most of your experience was, working, and talking about and dialoguing with, people in the industry and people outside of the industry, people who agreed with you and people who didn't agree with you. I can't tell you how many assignments I went on. And I was just like, now why am I here? And basically, it's because they wanted you to understand that the world just doesn't set and rise on just how you think. So I really thank my educational institutions for that, allowing me to be a broader thinker.
Well, thank you for that and bringing all of that experience to the classroom. I've heard from several of your students and that they are so grateful for your out of the box thinking in the classroom. And as you just talked about, outside the classroom, your leadership style, student-driven assignments, hands-on projects, as you referenced those real life experiences, you are a true role model and mentor. One of the real life experiences is the student newsroom, which you launched. So what was your vision for the newsroom? What are your goals as you look forward? And how do you successfully engage students in this meaningful work?
Yes. Well, one thing that I really like to share is that in the classroom, which is oh so important, and I can appreciate my peers of the faculty who all bring special gifts to their classroom. And I think that's one of the gifts, that everyone brings something a little different that they learn from. And when students come to my classroom, they too see something a little different. And I tell them too, sometimes a little different than what they're used to, but that's good because that's life. And their key is to find success no matter what faculty member they have, and engage in the work. So for me, it's important that I engage them, looking at the past, the present, and the future. You'll find that's a popular concept for me because the past, I root them in history and reality about what has been. And then I bring them to the present with the curriculum. You know, this is what we're here to learn. This is what we're here to study. This is what we're here to master. And then the future, you know, really looking at where all of this is going and where their journey is taking them in the career. And what's great about the newsroom, it is the place where they explore all of those things. So that's why the major in communications is so important to all students, because you find your voice. And it's important in this world that you find your voice and, and understand the layers in what creates your voice. And so I like to think that, you know, for careers and their individual trajectory, no matter where they're going to find that they don't want to go without the voice.
Well said. Thank you so much. And you know, one of our themes for this year is own your voice. So what could be more apropos? Now, Professor Fondon, you're very active in the community, and we're very grateful for that. You are the founder of Unity First. You sit on a number of boards. You're engaged with a number of community organizations. Can you tell us a little bit about the fullness of your life in terms of both Bay Path and beyond?
Well, and full, that is a great word, because I think we all bring many layers of life to our work. And I first and foremost, you know, find myself, I'm a very spiritual person. Also, I really thank and engage my family. You know, my husband, Tom, my daughter, Nikai. I feel we should all be rooted in the family and that surrounds us. And also, I count the community and the campus too as family communities, that we are together making positive things happen. So for me, this work, and I believe we are all finding our purpose. And sometimes that purpose will reveal itself. And, you know, for me, just to be around the next generation and overcoming some of the hurdles and obstacles, and surely in my career, you know, starting off, I tell people I've probably been through, you know, every kind of generation, from working with print publications to digital to, you know, online, everything. And we've all gone through many scenarios, but at the end of the day, no matter what we've gone through, it's about helping other people. You know, it's about, and I said, you know, if I really think of life purpose, education is one of the best ways we can help others. And I try to instill that I feel wherever we are, there's some element of purpose for us to help others. And for us in the classroom, we are helping them, the students. And remember, it's not only the students. You know, I've met a lot of families, you know, that also say, you know, this is great on our program. I looked at the list, we had a lot of families on that, you know, community awards, you know, cheering on. I've had students say, oh my goodness, my family was in the background cheering, yay. And, you know, so, and then when you branch that out to the community, and there are so many wonderful circles in the community, but I believe that we are here to help someone else have a better journey.
And you articulated it so well. You know, education doesn't sit over on its own. It is part of the diversity of conversation, part of the richness of life, and it's education combined with community, combined with career,
Yes.
um, that makes people feel the most successful. So thank you for those comments. So you've just described an awful lot of richness, fullness, opportunities to engage. What do you see as your priorities for 2021?
Well, I think for me, the priority that we have is, first of all, kudos to everybody living in this COVID environment over the past year and what will come to be our upcoming months as well. And this is the greatest lesson. I said, all of the years I gave workshops on change management, I'm like, you're in the middle of change management. So for me, we have to relook at our priorities, and every year brings something different. And I think that for us, sitting back, and I'm so glad we have the great DEI efforts, critical conversations. We have a lot of the programs, the discussion groups, the book groups, because we do have to sit with our discomfort to find our footing to move forward. And whatever that means for you, this is, I don't project how I feel about things. I mean, you are and others are in charge of what they think, which is good. But I think for me, the priorities will circle around learning how to bridge the gaps, really learning how to understand how we are different and how we are coming together. That's a big one. The working collaboratively. We have to model for students that we need to, learn how to collaborate and learn how to understand each other. And all of this is DEI work. We have to also understand the boundaries of our inclusion. And understand the diversity that now has really come in many different forms that we have to understand. And I think that is going to be finding our future. And then understanding we have some tough problems to solve. When we look at education as an educator and understanding the changing demographics, issuing a new call to look at our industry in a new way. And also thinking about racism, equity, disenfranchisement, the economic issues, and I think, we're the best people to sort of have some of these conversations. So I'm looking forward to, learning and seeing and understanding and making good change that will be the best for all of us.
Well, thank you. Well, I agree with you. I can't think of a better place than Bay Path, where our student body is diverse, where our faculty and staff are attentive to all of the conversations that you've talked about, where everyone is really interested in digging in, having an impact, having those tough conversations. And through collaboration, we hope to model those actions for our students as well. So thank you for those comments.
And it's understanding that we're not all the way there, and
Right.
the world is not all the way there. And I think this is going to be one of those times when if we really stick to each other and branch out to learn from many different sources, we'll come up with some great solutions.
We will, and hopefully through that process, lift each other up.
Yes,
Which
yes.
is a real strength of a women's college. So thank you for that. So Professor Fondon, one final question. Many students are listening to you today, some prospective students and parents and community members. What advice would you give to students, prospective students, about the best way to enter into the field of communications and how to best consider a degree in communications?
Yes, well, as if, for me, communications is a great entry point. And we can say that because without communications, this is a 21st century skill. I mean, this is for people and students to feel that they have the skills to conquer, any discipline. So one, there's a general entry, come and see what we are all about. These are skills that you will need. Our students in the comm area, whether it's a digital media, graphics, film, whether it's, organizational communication, public relations, we really give you a great foundational experience that allows you to be successful, today and tomorrow. So, and I say today because our students, we have had, them participate in great internships. And even though they are on their learning trajectory, they are able to master between writing and publishing and the digital realms. And, for us, that's key. That's key to going into the future. So I like to think that they are really nurturing their voices to really be change out there. And a lot of people think, well, are there jobs in communications? There are a lot of wonderful jobs. Our jobs are shifting and, in this industry, but there are some powerful jobs. And who hasn't tuned into a news outlet to hear about what's happening? Who hasn't seen the art that has driven some of the social media campaigns out there? Who hasn't been, part of any kind of movement that communications was not a part of? So there are jobs and local jobs, national jobs, and our students have found happy homes at media organizations, some of the top local media organizations, also in companies and organizations that need people to, communicate. So I am so proud to say that, under this program, our students have found success, and people are still asking, hey, we need more students, and to have them prepared. And that's what we're really doing, is preparing them so that they can be successful. And we have a lot of students who minor, students who are, considering just taking a course. So I just say engage and be there. And participate in our events if you like On the Move that comes up, and some of the other events that we have, and you'll get a real sense of feel. And the biggest thing they learn how to do is build team. They understand what it's like to be part of a team and build a team. So join us.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you for communicating with us this morning, and thank you for all those good insights. So joining me today, Professor Fondon, thank you very much.
Thank you.